Hello YouTube. It's been a few years since my last post regarding this project. It's been a long time, and this kind of went on ice for a few years. Haven't really touched it, didn't bother with the refret, just never really had the time. And this is just kind of like an update. Sadly, the last application of polyurethane went pretty well, but there was one flaw that always bothered me, and it was like somewhere around this area here, right in the corner of the neck on the edge. There was a wave where it was uneven, and you could just barely tell. You would have to hold it at a certain angle, and I'm a perfectionist. Everything has to be perfect for me, and it just wasn't gonna do it for me. I just wasn't pleased with that, so I had to I was looking at ways to fix it too. Some people recommend rubbing out your final coat of polyurethane with a high grit sandpaper followed by a polishing compound, but then you're left with a higher gloss, which sort of defeats the purpose of a satin or a semi-gloss finish. If your end result's going to be a higher gloss than you intended, then what's the point? So a friend at the hardware store where I work recommended an aerosol instead of a brush-on process. So I took his advice, and I needed something to do because I've been kind of bored lately. So I got this old guitar neck back out and went to work on it again. Stripped it, retaped the frets and everything, and of course, if you're using aerosol, you gotta protect the headstock. Unless you don't care about the decals. But I'm trying to preserve all that, and I matched the stain. I had to match the stain to the headstock. Oh, that might be something of interest for you guys. It's another Minwax product over here. Alright, this is actually the stain that I found matches my my guitar factory stain the best. It's Minwax Natural 209 is the blend that you want to look for, and it's like a nice dark amber. Kind of gives it a relic look, or an aged wood look. So, but yeah, I probably put about 5 coats on already of this aerosol, and it works great. And this gun really helps out. Basically, you just wanna hold it about 12 inches or so and go up. I go up the one side, down the middle, and then up the other side. Okay, and I might do that like 2 times. So I'll spray it 6 sprays. Just go ch ch ch, and then I'll go back ch ch ch, and then I'll give it about 5 minutes. I'll just get away from it for 5 minutes, and I'll come back and I'll do it again. Wait 5 minutes. I come back, until it looks nice and shiny, until I'm getting a result that I'm happy with. And then if I want to continue, but I don't have time, I'll just let it sit for like 2 or 3 days until this hardens up, and then I'll sand it really lightly and just go back over it. And what that does is it allows you to build up you're building it up, and it's getting thicker. Like I said, right now I've done that about 5 times. Let me think. Yeah, about 5 times. So I think I let it sit. I sanded it twice, and then so there's about 5 or 6 coats. I can't really remember the exact number, but you can see it's getting close to the results I was getting with the brush on process. There's a nice sheen on there, and since I'm using aerosol instead of satin, I went with a semi-gloss this time. Semi-gloss, because when you're using aerosol, you can actually, it can tend to leave a like a glazed or pebbly texture. I tried the satin already, and I just went over it with this semi-gloss stuff, because the satin stuff was pretty rough. It left like an eggshell texture, and the semi leaves like a smoother, sort of glazed. Very nice. It feels so nice. Yeah, I'm very pleased with this process. It's much quicker, much cleaner. You don't want to do it inside. I do it outside on my porch. But yeah, I think that's the way to go. If you're trying to do things on the cheap, try the aerosol method. It's much easier. You just got to make sure you prep everything nice. Your polyurethane isn't going to hide your scratches on the bare wood, so you got to make sure you go over it real nice and get everything up to snuff before you start applying this stuff. And if you do that, you'll get really nice results. And yeah, I think I'm not sure if I'm going to leave it like this or if just maybe sand it and put one more coat over it yet. I haven't decided. This is looking good. I might just stop here, and if I want to, I can even go over this with some like 1000 grit, and I could probably smooth it out with 1000 grit, work up to 2000, and then just polish it with a car polish compound if I want to. I haven't decided yet, but I still have to do the back. I'm thinking about using satin aerosol for the back instead of the semi-gloss, because I mean, I like the way it feels. I like the way the satin feels. I just don't think it brings out the beauty of the wood as best as it could, as it, you know, should be, as it should be. But yeah, since it's the back of the neck, I'm not really worried about, you know, the visibility, the cosmetics of it. So yeah, hope you guys like the update to my video. And if you have any questions, post them. I'm always here to help, you know. I hope this doesn't offend anybody, me stripping this nice guitar neck down, but hey, it's my guitar, you know, and I'm doing it so other people can learn. But you can see it's in really good shape. And yeah, it's gonna come out real nice. It's gonna look better than it did when it was new. Good night.